What is going on, everybody? This is Pokesatsu going at you with, well, a Pokemon video. Not just any kind of video, as it says in the layout, a Nuzlocke of Pokemon Heart Gold. Now, if you missed the video before this, I had shared me finally beating a Nuzlocke, and that Nuzlocke was a randomizer of Leaf Green. Now, because this Nuzlocke is one of the more harder games to Nuzlocke, I've chosen not to randomize it, but instead just play it as a base game. However, full transparency, I did modify this a little bit to where if I get a trade evolution, or a Pokemon that's supposed to be evolved via trade, it just evolves at a certain level, or I just use an item on it to evolve it. Just because, yeah, it's going to make things a little easier. But, yeah. This layout that I have was actually a free layout that somebody had posted on DeviantArt. I will be crediting them in the description below, as well as you can see their name. Might be a little hard to make out for those who can't read cursive, so like I said, I'll be linking the... I'll be crediting them in the description below. But, yeah. Basically, I'm going to be... on screen are the rules, and let me just... I should have been more prepared for this. I'm also going to be having Nuzlocke generator up and running in the background, just so that way I can keep track of what Pokemon I have and what ones are dead and whatnot. So, like I said, on screen will be the rules for this Nuzlocke, which are the base 3. I can only catch the first Pokemon in each route, every Pokemon must be nicknamed, and any Pokemon that dies either is permaboxed or released. There are 2 additional rules that I'm giving myself for this run, and that is any dead Pokemon can be used as an HM slave, however, it cannot be used in battle. So if I have 5 Pokemon, if I have a team of 6 Pokemon, and the 6th one is an HM slave, and I lose the other 5, the run is over. And if I lose an entire team, even if I have Pokemon in the PC I can use, that is a game over. So there might be a lot of resets in this Let's Play. It just kind of, most have to kind of see. But one thing that people like to do for this is, instead of choosing the starter they want to use, they'll just go off of a number system. 1 through 3 is fire, 6 through 9, or no, 6 through 9. 4 through 6 is water, and 7 through 9 is grass. And if the last number ends in 0, then it's player's choice. So if we look at the trainer card, which you can't see, but I can see it, the last number is a 3, so we're going to be choosing the fire starter, which for this generation is Cyndaquil. Come on out, little buddy. Yes. We're gonna call you... let's go generic and call you Blaze. Sometimes I'm creative with the nickname, sometimes I'm not. So it just kind of depends on how it goes. Yes. Now I do have speed up available, so I will be using that from time to time. How do you like Welcome to Pokemon? It's not bad, is it? You can take it all the way to Mr. Pokemon's house. If your Pokemon gets hurt... oh, excuse me. You should heal it with this machine. It's so easy to use, just check the PC on my desk. Mr. Pokemon goes everywhere and finds rarities. His house is past Cherry Grove City. Go north a little past Cherry Grove. I'm counting on you, Pokesatsu. Now, yeah, he's gonna give us some potions, or balls, I think? I don't know. Yeah, he just gives us potions. Now, one thing to mention. If you are doing a randomizer Nuzlocke, do not pick up any items before you get Pokeballs, because the standard rules for a Nuzlocke your run does not start until you get balls. Tokusatsu, so you picked a Cyndaquil. That's a cute Pokemon you have. When you walk with it, it'll become more friendly. You should turn around and talk to it sometimes too. Oh, that's right. Why don't you show it to your mom? See ya. Now, one of the reasons this Nuzlocke is hard is there is a lot of grinding because the levels for trainers and gym leaders just skyrocket sometimes, and it's so annoying. As good as this remake is, it has a lot of faults. Oh, Tokusatsu, that's a cute Pokemon you have. Professor Elm must have given it to you. Oh, Professor Elm has a task for you, you say? What kind of task? I see. That sounds a little difficult. When someone makes that kind of request of you, it must be important. Oh, that's right, I completely forgot. Your Pokegear came back from the repair shop. Here you go. Pokegear, as it's often called, should... Guess what? You can use the Pokegear to make a phone call, too. Do you remember how? Yes, and then they just tell you anyway. Like, why give us the option if you're just gonna tell us anyway? Like, I get it, new players and whatnot, but like, still. So yeah, this was originally a DS game, and this layout I picked, this bottom part wasn't necessarily supposed to be a face cam, it's supposed to be the bottom part of the DS, but I'm using it as a face cam anyway, just so you guys can see my facial expressions and whatnot. I am doing a little bit differently here, where I'm recording in the morning instead of at night, because my sleep schedule is kind of iffy, and the reason I kind of hold off until recording at nighttime is because my walls are kind of thin, so while people can't necessarily hear me, I can hear them if it's loud enough, and I'm worried about that getting picked up on the mic, so hopefully that's not the case. But if you hear some background talking, I do apologize. I live in an apartment complex, so it kind of comes with the territory. But yeah, if we go to the Pokegear, why does everything have to be shown on the... Whatever. Yeah. We basically can call people. We can also access... Jesus, I'm sorry for yawning so much. Like I said, it's literally as soon as I woke up. So yeah. Now that we talked to Mama, we can go leave. Now before Professor talks to us. I almost completely forgot about this. Here, I'll give you my number. Now you can go and try and get his number, but for whatever reason they programmed to where as soon as you leave is when he gives you his number, not when you go talk to him again. Call you if anything comes up. Now, I don't remember at what point it's available, but you can have your mom start saving money for you. Now, another reason I chose to do this as soon as possible when I woke up is because it gives me a chance to get Sentret, which has my favorite Pokemon from this generation, Furret, if you couldn't tell from my avatar. But yeah. I don't think there's any Pokeballs here at the start, but like I said, if you're doing a randomizer, don't pick up any items. Yeah. Oh, I hope I get you. I'm gonna be so happy if I get you, man. Yeah, I would recommend doing a bit of grinding on the way there because there's gonna be a rival battle at some point, so I'm just gonna kind of do speed up on this. For a lot of like trainer battles and whatnot, I'm going to be using speed up just because it's going to make things easier. I'm also going to try and be more talkative, which is not really going to be easy for me. And here's where we can finally get the running shoes. I've been debating about having like a second person to do these with, just because having a second person is very helpful for like making conversation and making these videos not as boring to watch. Now, we can either hold down the B button, or, because this is a touchscreen, we just click the shoe icon. And now, it's hard to, in a way this is kind of mirrored, but it's not, but yeah. Don't even have to press the B button anymore. So yeah, that's gonna help save your thumbs as well. The map card. But yeah, like I said, with trainer battles and wild battles, I'm just gonna like use speed up through most of it. Just because it's, yeah. I might start doing a question of the day sort of thing. So I guess my question for today is, what is your favorite Pokemon? Because like I said, mine is Furret, especially from this generation. I love it, and I also love Eevee. Those are my two favorite Pokemon. So I know what your favorite Pokemon is in the comments below. You know what, to make this series a bit more entertaining, I'm going to just skip through the grinding sections and skip through anything that's not important. If there's something important, I'll cut to it like usual, so just kind of makes it easier on me and more watchable and enjoyable for y'all. So I will cut to when it's important. Or I guess I won't. Oh, world can be so oblivious to my kitchen house. Hold it right there. Follow the path up north, you'll find Mr. Pokemon's house. But before you go, let me finish what I have to say. Do you have apricorns? Apricorn trees bear fruit once a day. I have one of those trees too. Apricorns are really something. You can make Pokeballs and other things. They are quite useful. I have a feeling it's meant to be because I have something for you. That is one thing that Gen 2 introduced is apricorns. Now, back in the original Generation 2 games, there was a glitch to where some of these balls didn't have the right catch rate that they were supposed to, so they were kind of worse. But I believe in this in the remakes, they kind of fixed that, hopefully. So yeah, I will be right back when it's relevant again. Alright, and we're back. Go ahead and get this apricot fruit, and it's a pink apricorn. Now these do regenerate after a certain amount of time, and because this was a DS game, this uses the DS clock, or I guess in this case my computer's clock. So unfortunately we can't just change the time and expect things to work out because Nintendo thought ahead of that. So if you try and change the DS's clock, you're basically going to be locked out of certain events. I don't know if that affects these things as well as other timed events, but unfortunately you're going to have to wait real-time hours for stuff to respawn. So yeah, this is Mr. Pokemon's house. You must be Pokesatsu. It was I who sent an email to Professor Elm earlier. This is what I want Professor Elm to examine. We got the mystery egg. A friend of mine from Ekritique gave it to me. I bet you can't find this kind of egg in Johto. I thought Professor Elm might be able to tell what this is. He's the best when it comes to the research of Pokemon evolution. That's a quote from the famous Professor Oak. You're returning Professor Elm? Here, your Pokemon should have some rest. And we see a familiar face. And with that, I'm Professor Oak, a Pokemon researcher. You're Pokesatsu. I was just visiting my friend Mr. Pokemon. I heard you were running an errand for Professor Elm, so I waited here. Oh, what's this? A rare Pokemon? I see. You must be helping Professor Elm's research. I think I understand why Professor Elm gave you that Pokemon. You will treat your Pokemon with love and care, it seems. You seem to be dependable. How would you like to help me out? See, this is the latest version of the Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's high-tech encyclopedia. I'd like you to have it. And with that, I believe we received the last thing that we can use in our menu box. I have to get the goldenrod for my usual radio show. Bokusatsu, I have a feeling that this is not the last time we'll meet. Let's exchange numbers just to be on the safe side. And now we will head back to Professor Elm. BRB. Okay, never mind, we're getting a phone call. Hello, Bokusatsu? It's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh no. Please get back here now. He sounds pretty in a panic. I wonder why. Okay, so if you decide to battle some Pokemon on the way back after Mr. Pokemon healed your Pokemon, I highly recommend healing your Pokemon at the Pokemon Center. So I didn't battle any, but I'm just doing this just because as soon as you enter a Pokemon Center, it acts as like a checkpoint system. So whatever center you're in, that's the last Pokemon Center you're going to spawn at. So if you get to a new town, I highly recommend going into the Pokemon Center even if you don't need to heal your Pokemon. So now, we're gonna have our first rival battle. You got a Pokemon at the lab? What a waste. That's a Pokemon that's too good for a wimp like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. This is our rival, Silver. It's kind of funny they changed it to Passerby Boy because originally it was 3 question marks, which, if I remember correctly, is pronounced as Enigma. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, as always, your rival is going to have the starter that is better against your starter. At some point they changed it to where it's weaker. I believe they started doing that in Generation... yeah, it would have had to been Generation 5. With the first Black and White. Because you got 2 rivals technically, so one of them by default has the weaker starter. But yeah, around that time is when they started giving your rival the weaker starter. So I got it to at least level 8, and if like me you're doing a Nuzlocke as well, I'd recommend not going past level 8 if you can help it. You are automatically going to get a level up from your rival after you beat them. There is a chance to lose this rival battle if you're not careful, but I don't think you white out. I think it just like resets your Pokemon's HP after the battle ends. You're doing okay for someone weak. Yeah, just spam your attacking move over and over and you'll be fine. With how many layers they're doing, it might one-shot. So just kind of, oh boy. Okay, yeah, it's less than I thought. Now, if you're just doing a regular playthrough, I would highly recommend going with Chikorita because Meganium has some serious bulk, and it's pretty underrated in my opinion. Because a lot of people, when they play Pokemon, they want their starter to be able to attack off the gate. Do you want to know who I am? I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. What the? Huh? Where is it? Oh no! Give it back! That's my trainer card! You saw my name! And just like with any other Pokemon game, you can nickname your rival. I'm going to choose to nickname them Silver. So, yeah, just because that's their official name. And there is a theory about him that I will get into later on when it's relevant. So, yeah, I'll be right back. Don't forget to pick up the apricorn tree on your way back. Now, I think they change color with each regeneration. I could be wrong on that. So, yeah. Now, if we go in here... Who are you? We're investigating the case of the missing Pokemon here. Rule number 1, whoever did it will come back to the site. Oh my, so you must be the one who did it? Hold on a second, he has nothing to do with it. I saw it. There's a red-haired boy looking into the building. What? You battled a boy like that? He must be the one who did it. Did you happen to get his name? Now you can name the rival whatever you want, but I believe in this generation, they stopped letting you give your rivals certain names that are like cuss words and whatnot. So you can't name them like shitface, fuckface, anything like that. So you can only do, like, you can try and get around it by using numbers as letters, but yeah. Like I said, I'm just gonna name him Silver. Just cause. I see, so Silver was his name. Yes. Thanks for helping my investigation. My next assignment is to search for this red-haired individual. Pokesatsu, I'm glad they understand you're innocent. See you later. Pokesatsu, this is terrible. Oh yes, what was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? Huh? This is an egg, isn't it? This egg may be something I've never seen. Still, it's just an egg. Mr. Pokemon is always fascinated by eggs. Well, since he gave it to us, we might as well find out what secret it holds. I'll keep it for a while to find out about the egg. What? I'll give you a Pokedex. Is that true? That's incredible. He is superb at seeing potential trainers, at seeing the potential of people's trainers. Wow, Pokesatsu, I knew you were a little different. Things are going to be fun. Your Pokemon seem to really like you, so why don't you take the Pokemon Gym Challenge? If you manage to defeat all the gym leaders, you'll eventually challenge the Pokemon League champion. Or not. Becoming the champion is not all easy, but you can certainly challenge Violet City's gym. Challenging the gym scattered around a long journey. Before you leave, make sure to talk to your mom. So I'm going to go ahead and heal real quick. And then we will go talk to Mama. Now this isn't going to be like a detailed Let's Play or anything. It's just, like I said, it's just going to be a Nuzlocke, and I don't really have anybody I can like talk to bounce off of, so I'm going to have to do a lot of like cuts and whatnot to make this more enjoyable for y'all to watch. Also, I'm way more invested in Pokemon than I am Resident Evil, so I might be a bit more animated in this series, so hopefully that's good for y'all. So, you're leaving on an adventure. Okay, I'll hop too, but what can I do for you? I know. Every time you receive prize money, I'll save some of it for you. On a long journey, money's important. Do you want to save your money? Yes. Because every now and again, she'll spend the money that you save to get you some really good items. What about your friends? When you work as a team, you can accomplish anything. Now, go on. Okay, now that we have all that, we can go to the catching tutorial, which unfortunately we can't skip. But for this video, I will be skipping it. So, yeah. Now we finally have Pokeballs. Hopefully I get a Sentret as my first encounter. So, yeah. But yeah, I believe the potential Pokemon on this route are Sentret, Rattata, and Pidgey, and then at nighttime the Pidgey changes to a Hoothoot. Oh, literally the first step. Alright. Yes! Yes, let's go! Oh, I'm so happy! Alright, now you gotta be careful because you can potentially kill this. So, at least if you're doing Nuzlocke like me. I could throw a ball, but I'm gonna risk it and go for another attack. And I say risk it because there's a chance that I could get a crit here. Okay, good. Get in the ball, you beautiful bastard. Let's go. We're gonna name you Bulk because Furt has plenty of it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of, like, when I stop and think about it, I'm pretty sure a lot of Gen 2 Pokemon have, like, a lot of bulk, actually. Yes. Welcome to the team, Bulk. Okay, now that Bulk has been added to the team, I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to do some grinding, and I'll be right back. Okay, so something I wanted to point out while I was putting in the info into Nuzlocke Generator is, in this generation, not only can you see what nature they have, but this is when they started highlighting what it actually affects. Now, if I remember correctly, modest up special attack at the cost of attack. I could be wrong about that, but yeah. And unfortunately we didn't get the best ability with Bulk. I don't think it changes when it evolves either, because there are some Pokemon where their ability will change on evolution, but yeah. But at least it makes it better for grinding, so just thought I should mention that. Okay, I'm done grinding, and I came up here to get this item. It's just a potion. Okay, that's fine. And I'm gonna have to make another cut. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, as part of the rule set, which they'll be on screen, but I figured I should still mention them now, Dupe's Claws will be active as well as Shiny Claws. Dupe's Claws basically means that if my first encounter on a new route is a Pokemon I already have, I can skip that and try for another encounter on that same route. So I don't end up with like a team of Rattatas or whatever. Shiny Claws basically means that if I have a Pokemon and that's my first encounter and it's shiny, I can catch the shiny Pokemon. That also means if I've already caught a Pokemon on that route and I find a shiny Pokemon that's different, I can catch that shiny Pokemon. What that basically means though is that if I choose to use that new encounter shiny on the same route, I have to box my first encounter to use the shiny. So yeah, be right back. Okay, so we have an optional encounter here. Not here specifically, but up there. So this still are you the person that gives the... No, you're not. There's one of these guys that will give you a gift Pokemon, which I will be getting a lot of gift Pokemon. There are a couple gift Pokemon that requires a bit of Googling in order to get, so when that comes up, I will showcase how to do it. Route 46. Now I don't know what the levels are for this route, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into Blaze, and we'll just see what we get. Geodude. Okay, not the worst. Not the worst encounter. I think it only knows Sand Attack right now as far as super effective moves, which it just blinds us, so it doesn't really do any damage. And because Geodude is a rock type, normal type attacks don't do that much. However, I am going to speed up a bit, especially since he's using Defense Curl, or she. I just hope I don't get a crit. And Tack will just have a chance to miss. Will you get in the ball is the question. Oh, frickin'. I think we'll name you Rocket. Now this is a Pokemon with its final evolution being a trait evolution. And if I remember correctly, I believe trait evolutions now evolve at 50 or 53. So once Graveler gets to that level, it should evolve into Golem, if I make it that far with it. But yeah. Alright, what are we rocking with Rocket? That wasn't an intentional pun. Sturdy! Okay. So, that is really good. If I ended up like one-shotting this thing, it still would have lived on 1 HP. So it would have made the catching process easier, but that's fine. Now something else I should mention is, for some of them, you'll see this little thing of mischievous, loves to eat, highly curious. That basically tells you what secondary boost it gets. Now, off the top of my head, I don't know what these are. I'll put them on screen for every thing that each one means, so yeah. But yeah, there's our encounter for this route. You can save this for a later encounter, but it looks like because the levels are so low, you're better off just getting this as your next encounter, so. Now, I believe there's also... Okay, I guess not. I thought there was an item here, but yeah, I guess not. So we'll go ahead and run away. And I will be right... Oh, you can get a Spearow on here. Did not know that. But I am gonna skedaddle. And actually, I should put Bulk at the front since she has run away. While I'm here, I might as well check something real quick. Okay, no. So they might be here. So every day there's a daily encounter you can do. And each one has its own thing. On Tuesdays, I believe it's this route that I just checked, there's a person that comes who gives you the Twisted Spoon. They might also give other things, but I'm not sure on that. So we're gonna get one more encounter, and then I think we'll call that an episode. Because I try not to let these drag on for longer than an hour when it comes to recording, just so that way it makes it easier on myself. The video might be shorter this time, but that's perfectly fine. I might also do some off-screen grinding as well for Rocket. So let's go ahead and get our new route encounter on Route 30. And this one is... why does it have to be a Metapod? For those who don't know, Metapod basically... all Metapod and Kakuna know is Harden, at least when you encounter them in the wild. I believe some trainers also have them just know Harden, so if you come across a trainer battle and you have a Pokemon you need to level up, send out your weakest Pokemon against a Metapod or Kakuna, because it's going to be an easy win. Oh, excuse me, or even just a Magikarp. Those are going to be the 3 Pokemon that are just easy wins and free experience. So, yeah, let's go ahead and try and catch this thing. Metapod does have a lower catch rate than Caterpie, so this might take a couple balls. Case in point. Alright, this is my last ball. If I can't get it, then... okay. And if you don't have any Pokeballs on a new route and you run into... I'll try that again. If you're on a new route and you can catch a Pokemon, but you don't have Pokeballs to catch them, you basically just forfeit that encounter. So it is what it is. You're gonna evolve into a Butterfree at some point. I mean, Butterfree is not a bad mon early game, but that's early game. Okay, BRB while I go to a nickname generator. I'll include it in the link in the description. It's really good if you can't think of any names. It will just spit out gibberish half the time. Okay, we are going with Skibble. Welcome to the team, Skibble. Alrighty. like I said, that is going to do it for today's episode. As always, if you like what you see, please like, comment, subscribe. And like I said, I will have the rules of the Nuzlocke in the description, as well as the link to Nuzlocke generator, as well as a Pokemon nickname generator. I might include another link. I haven't decided yet, but yeah. As always, have a wonderful rest of your day.